What's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you. It is a beautiful windy day out here. I've been trying to get this silhouette for quite some time. I've hit on 500 highs in the past, but never in my size. The last 500 I hit for was the 500 high in the sumac colorway, and I hit on that in a 9.5, and I tried to make it work, but they were just too tight, so I ended up parting ways with them. But I've always liked the way that Yeezy 500s look. I love the layers to them, and with Yeezys you pretty much always know you're getting really good quality materials, and I love the style. They have a real organic look to them, and I'm just happy to finally have a pair in my size. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's look at these Yeezy 500 lows. Alright, nothing really to go over here. We got a standard Yeezy box, 500 on the top, no boost labeling because these have Adiprene and not boost cushioning. Opens like a drawer, like all Yeezy boxes. The tag reads Yeezy 500. I apologize for the background noise. It sounds like the baby's being a little monster in there. But the tag reads Yeezy 500. The color, I believe, is clear brown. Or no, clay brown. Downtown clay brown. This is a size 10.5, personal size. And like I mentioned in the intro, this is the first time I've had a 500 low, and it's also the first time that I've had a 500 in my size. So I'm pretty pumped to add this silhouette to my collection. And talk about a shoe that is perfect for this time of year. Man. I'm a big fan of a lot of things about this shoe. I love layers. I love mixing the materials so that you just get a lot of contrast as far as texture goes. I love browns. A lot of people complain that Yeezy's just using all these earth tones and everything. Well, for me, I don't know if it's because I'm older or what, but man, I love earth tones. I mean, because to me that's just something that will look good with just about anything. And the shape of these, even though it looks different than anything else you may have ever seen, it just works. It all comes together, and it's kind of got like a real organic, natural look to me. I hit on these on the Confirmed app, and I think the price was 200 bucks. I'm pretty sure. I would have to look and verify that. I apologize, I should have done that before the video. You can see that the base of the upper is pretty much a mesh, like a brown mesh. But in true Yeezy fashion, it just has a real nice feel to it. It looks great, and it seems to be top quality. And they just look cozy. They look like they're going to be extremely cozy on foot. I think it's great for this time of year. I mean, look at the trees and everything. It coordinates with nature pretty well. There's also a couple hits of reflective in there, and I'll point those out when we get into more of the detail. But I always like to have that pop, just a little bit of flair on there. Because for the most part, I think these shoes are a pretty muted shoe. So the outsole has the same tread pattern that we've seen before on 500s. And it's just kind of a mix of swirls and ovals and egg shapes and whatnot. And it's a little bit different of a color than what you see on the midsole, but it's very close. So on the bottom, I think you have more of like that clay brown color, and for the midsole, it almost looks like it's got some gray mixed in with it. I hope my lighting's okay. I don't know if you'd be able to see that contrast in color or not. There you can see it says Adiprene Plus on the midsole, and I'm a big fan of Adiprene, and I'll go ahead and use that as a public service announcement. There are some shoes, the Ozra and the Ozelia, that have been released by Adidas lately that are very affordable. They also use Adiprene cushioning, and I can't recommend those shoes enough. So if you're looking for a dope looking pair of shoes at a really decent price range, then check out the Ozra and the Ozelia. They also use the same cushioning. But anyhow, back to this. In the front, it's got some Adidas branding, and then also back here it's got some Adidas branding. And then coming up from that midsole, we've got a real nice furry suede, and you get a ton of color change with the change of direction on there, and it's just got a lot of life, and it feels like a really natural, really high quality material. Can't say enough good about that. But you've got overlays of that brown suede here on the mudguard or the toe box area, and then going up the eyelets, and then some accents here around the back. And then, like most 500s that I've seen, you've got a rubber material that goes along the base here, and that goes back the sides, and it's just a little bit different of a brown color. That kind of looks like it has a little bit of gray in it, but it goes with the rest of the browns very well. And you've got that rubberized material on the outside of the shoe and on the inside of the shoe. And then underneath of that, you've got, this feels like a very, very high quality nubuck. And it's like a darker, like chocolate brown color. And you can see that nubuck here on the sides, here behind this piece of suede on the back, and then on the outside of the shoe. And I mentioned how the base of the shoe is just all this nice high quality mesh, and it's just very soft and looks really, really high end. But then you also have some overlays of what feels like a really soft, smooth brown leather. And again, all the colors are just barely contrasting each other, but in the end, it just goes together so well. The tongue is more of that mesh, and it's actually nice and thick and padded. Feels really good. And it's got an overlay of some more of that brown leather that looks smooth and feels nice. It's got some brown rope style laces. And I mentioned the reflective. This piping going around this nubuck here is actually 3M reflective, and it glows like crazy. I don't know if the sun has hit it and caught it just right for you all to see it, but it really lights up and looks awesome.